Hello everybody, it's Matt from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my updated Super Saiyan God / Soul Striker deck profile. So this is the leader from the first starter deck. Thanks to Crosswalls, it's had a bit of support, I feel, so it can make a comeback. So this one is in case people have forgotten or don't know, because they've just not seen this because they've just been playing the newer stuff. So this one is, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your blue energy and switch it to active mode. So it means you can tap yourself out and get an energy back. And then because he was the first one of the leaders, he gets to draw 2 cards for the awakening. Now, his awakened side is, during your turn, you've got 5 more energy, he gains 5,000 power. So he becomes a 20 beat stick, which is really good. And then when he attacks, you can choose 2 of your blue energy and switch into active mode, and you can draw a card. So you can tap yourself out and get some energy back, which is really good. He's like, I know the one from the Crossworld set, it maxes you out at 6 energy, and at the end of the turn you get 3 back. But I feel like that's not an idea for this deck the way I've done it. Yeah, it can work. Yeah, I might consider to test it, but I just feel like I may as well just use Soul Striker. So that's that, and let's go into the main deck. To start off, we'll go into the extra cards, and as always we got your Wheaties Coercion to start off with. So you pay 1 blue and you negate your attack, and then you get a energy back. So in this deck it's just going to be the 1 blue you pay to play this card. And then we have 4 copies of Senzu Beam. So you pay 1 blue, this is active during a battle, so it can be done during your turn or your opponent's turn. You choose up to 1 of your cards, it gains 5,000 power, and then you get 2 energy back, so you just get the 1 you paid and 1 other to play it. And then we have 1 copy of Mafuba. So this is a counter battle card attack. Negate the attack and place this card on the attacking card. At the end of the opponent's next turn, place this card and only this card in a drop area. Also, as long as this card is stacked on top of another card, that card cannot treat it as a battle card and its skills cannot be activated. But it still goes to active mode, okay? Just bear that in mind. And then we've got 1 copy of Objection. So it's pay 2, so you pay 1 blue. And you choose 1 card from your hand and put it into your energy, so a bit of energy ramp, which is always good. Yes, you're probably wondering why there's 1 of each. It's just the way I've decided to go with it. It works for me. If I see them, if I don't see them, you know, it's fine. If I see ejection late game, if I see it at the wrong time, yes, it screws me over, but, you know, that's just the way it works. Yeah, okay, you could probably drop it, but if you see it early game, it's just an extra energy ramp. And yes, 1 Mafuba, it probably could be swapped out to, so there could be, the Mafuba could be the ejection instead. That's just down to personal preference, I decided to go with that. And then for the last of the extra cards, we've got 2 copies of Results of Training, or Result of Training, sorry. So you pay 2 blue, and it's 5. Activate main, if you haven't awakened, so you've got 5 or more life, you can awaken and you switch 4 of the energy back to active mode, so you're effectively paying 4 to play this card. Okay, into the main deck for the battle cards. So we've got your 4 copies of your Kind Saiyan Son Goku. So you pay 1 blue to play this. When you play it, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and you just add any Goku that's a blue from there to your hand. Obviously in Vegito it's whatever card, isn't it? But in this it's actually mono blue this, so you should always hit a target. And then into the next of the 1-drops, we've got 4 copies of Energy Boosted Margin Boo. Now this is in here just for that draw power, so it works, it's good, I still like it in there. There's not really much else you can swap out for it. I don't want to put a green side of the Goku stuff into this deck because of the fact that the leader relies on blue, so I just want to stick it with the way I've done it. we've got into the 2 drops, we've got 3 copies of Unyielding Spirit Trunks. So when you combo with this during your turn, you get to untap 1 of your energy, so it goes back to active mode. It's just to have that extra energy for during your opponent's turn, or if you want to be able to make more plays during your turn. Well, sorry, I'll just leave that there a second. And then for the last of the 2 drops, we've got your usual super combo. But I know there's the new one, the Kibito Kai one. I still feel like I want to use Boost Attack Piccolo, but yes, the Kibito Kai is really good, but the situation for it to get its full effect, I just don't see it ever coming up for me. I'd rather have that guaranteed kind of thing, really. But again, that's just the way I've chosen to go. But yeah, I could do a 2-2, see how it goes. But I mean, if you guys want to try that, then that's up to you. So into the 3 drops, we have 3 copies of Mighty Attack Sangoku. So there's a 3 drop with pay 1 blue. He's got 15k power and he's a critical. Just simple as that, really. And that's the only 3 drop in the deck, by the way. Into the 4 drops, we've got 2 copies of Whis the Sacred Guard. So you pay 2 blue, and he's got blocker in the tournament. This card cannot be KO'd by your opponent's card skills and does not leave the battle area due to skills. So this is just the fact that it's a blocker and that can't easily be getting rid of, and the deck kind of needs it in a sense. I mean, some people will be like, yeah, you may as well just drop that and use something else, like you could use another Mafuba or another Objection or whatever, or just use some of the other cards I'm going to show you as more Robs. But I just want a blocker in the deck, and I know it's a 4-drop blocker and there's cheaper blockers, but it's just the way I decided to go with it. And then for your spot removal, you've got Energy Boost Beerus. So you pay 4, it's 2 blue. Double Strike, when you play this card, if you got 5 more energy, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So there's no like heavy removal in this deck, so that's where that comes in. Yeah, okay, you could put some overround cards in here, so you can have your Time Patrol Trunks, you can have your Mass Saiyan for more removal, but I didn't really think about getting those into the deck. And I might have to tweak it to try and get them in at a future date, but for now, like, this works as it is, I feel, so I'm not too fast. And we've got Overflowing Spirit, Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, Sangoku. So he's critical 15, but if you got 5 more energy, he gains 10,000 power during your turn. So he can swing for 25 crit during your turn, which is really big, because crit is horrible for your opponent to deal with. And the fact that you don't have to put any combo in this for it to be a threat, because 25 is a very difficult number to get over, and you can do this before your opponent's awakened, which then puts the extra pressure on. Into the 5 drops then, we've got 2 copies of Super Saiyan 3 Sangoku Maximum Energy. So he's an evolve, you pay 2 blue and 2 colourless. He's got Double Strike. Also, when a card evolves his card, it gains dual attack. So it only gains dual attack if you evolve into it, but it means that if you do, you can just go 20 double strike, 20 double strike, or you just pay the hard 5 for it just to be a double striker. And it's another 5 drop in the deck, which you'll understand why as well for when I get to the last card of the deck. So the last of the 5 drops is the new card from Crosswills, the Furious Rush Super Saiyan 3 Sangoku. So this has dual attack, and when you play this card, you draw a card. It's very basic. It's I run 4 of these because it's a 5 drop, like brain. So yeah, I wanted to max out on this because of the draw power and of the fact that it's got the dual attack and its energy cost is 5, which you need for something else that's in the deck. Into the 6 drops, I still decided to keep these 2, the God Rush. This is because I feel like it's still useful for the deck, even if you don't use it in a sense. Like I mean, it's throwaway energy, or the utility in actually using it is still really good. Yeah, so it's got double strike, and then when you play this card, when you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards with blocker and return them to hand. So yeah, blocker might not be a very big thing at the moment, but you still have that chance. He doesn't have to evolve to get that effect, so it's just the evolve brings him out for that a little bit cheaper. Not by much though, it just makes him come out by 1 cheaper. And then into 7 drops, we have 1 copy of Godbreak Son Goku. Just the 1 copies I feel is fine. I mean, yeah, you probably can run more of it. But we'll just go into it. So it's evolved for 6, you gotta pay 3 blue. And then it's got double strike, sorry. It's permanent, your opponent cannot activate counter or blocker when he attacks. So your opponent's on 2 life, you swing with a 30k. Thing that can't be countered or blocked, that's instantly putting pressure on. And then for the last card in the deck, you've got the Ultra Instinct Sign. Now this is from Crossworlds, and I feel like because of this card, this deck can make a huge comeback. So I mean, yeah, you can use this in other things, but this Assault Striker just makes it better. And yes, you can use this with the new one from Crossworlds, where your energy is maxed out at 6, because you don't want to pay him for the 7, you just want to do his EX evolve, which is you pay 2 blue and discard a card. He has triple strike, and then his permanent, your opponent cannot combo for the duration of his card's battle. So just alone with the triple strike and that effect is deadly as anything. Because your opponent's got to rely on having blockers out or counters. Because, yeah, like this one, he can't be countered or blocked. Where, well, sorry, no, okay. The only out to this card is actually counters, sorry. So, because I just misread slightly. Because he says when this card evolves into... When a card evolves into this card, return all your opponent's battle cards to their hand. So it gets rid of all their blockers, and because it doesn't choose, it gets around barrier. Bear that in mind. So your opponent has to have a counter to stop this. The reason why I haven't maxed out on this is because I feel like it's too much for the deck, and it's relying on having basically this out, or this out to even come into play in the first place. So it's in that sense it's not worth it, because if your opponent's got a lot of removal it's going to be very difficult to get this out. So 3 of them is there for the consistency, and so you can actually see it. Yeah, you say it's enough targets, but if your opponent's got heavy removal, then, you know, you're going to lose out because it has to do that evolve to get that other effect. Still got the permanent effect and triple strike, but without the other effect, it's still a threat, but it can be more of a threat. And that's it then, guys. So that is my updated God Goku Soul Striker. May as well call it Soul Striker, that's what the deck's basically known as. Deck profile. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.